Yep.
All right, we are live.
What's the issue?
All right, McCall's Finance and Legislation meeting to order. Mr. Bass? Here. Mr. Ballack? Here. Mr. Bigley is here. We have 4 pieces tonight to go over. We'll roll right into them. First one is from the SSD, and it is a resolution authorizing the sale of a 1989 International truck, VIN number 1HTLCZWK4KH668988 to Poland Township and declaring an emergency. Bob, you want to speak on it at all?
So, Poland Township has a need for this truck. We no longer have a need for it. It's an old fire truck rescue vehicle that they haven't used for years. The value is under $1,000. So, because the value being under $1,000, we're allowed to sell it straight out without bidding. And Poland Township has requested this truck to use as a camera truck for their storm sewers. The price is going to be listed at $500. With the resolution, I would just sell it to them. It's not put up for auction.
As is, right?
As is. It's written as is.
I don't know if I want to do that. Because he already asked me to get it running from my office.
And plus, this is a kind of a thing where when we need something from Poland, it would be kind of the same way, correct? I mean, we're working together.
Right, we bought it off another municipality years ago, and then now we're selling it to them because they have a need and we no longer have a need for it.
Okay, motion to bring it out?
I'll make a motion.
I'll second it.
You find the title, Bob?
Yes. Well, I have to get a duplicate title, but I got the title number.
Gotcha.
You could actually go to the BFD with nothing, as long as you have your ID, they'll find it for you.
I just wanted to be sure that it was registered at one time.
All right, next one is from the auditor, and it is an ordinance for the appropriation for current expenditures and other expenditures of the city of Struthers, state of Ohio, covering a temporary period during the first quarter of 2024, effective January 1st, 2024, up to a maximum of 90 days, and repealing any ordinance inconsistent herewith. Motion bring it out?
Second.
Next one is from the auditor also, and it is an ordinance authorizing the auditor to transfer the sum of $41,000 from the 2023 general fund budget category transferred to police pension number 100-9100-59004 to the police pension fund number 805-000-47-101 and declaring an emergency. Need a motion to bring it out.
I'll make a motion.
Second?
I'll second that.
Last one. An ordinance authorizing the auditor to transfer the sum of $15,000 from the 2023 general fund budget category transferred to fire pension 100-9100-59005 to the fire pension fund number 810-000-47-101 and declaring an emergency. Motion to bring it out.
I'll make a motion.
Second?
I'll second that.
That is all for legislation being passed this evening. Anybody else have anything for financial legislation?
Dal,
Yes, sir.
the calendar for next year for the regular meetings, Megan brought up a sheet, a couple we need to talk about. For the November 27th meeting, she is going to be out of town for the whole week.
Okay.
So do we want to cancel that or have the meeting on Monday the 25th? Because someone,
It that week, so it's not around Thanksgiving anyway.
right,
But that is up to anybody else, but if we know we have it canceled on our calendar, we can have the whole year to move around that.
cancel it on the calendar, you said?
What's that?
I'm not talking to Dallas.
Oh.
Dallas, cancel it on the calendar?
That's okay with me if it's okay with the rest of council.
And if we see we got a
We need
lot
something
going
for all
on, then we
years.
can
We'll do a
schedule
Monday
it.
meeting.
I think
Gotcha.
that's fine. Yours too, I think it came on.
The next one, on December, Christmas is on a Wednesday, which would be a regular meeting night. We can do Monday the 23rd, Friday the 27th, or we're going to do the following Monday, which would be the 3rd.
Up to anybody else. I'm good with any of those choices, as long as it's not on Christmas Eve or Christmas Day.
Monday the 23rd?
Yeah.
Just-
that's what I'd like.
Yeah.
Is that okay?
If you
What
just
do
wanna
think,
check
Lori?
with Chrissy, because
I
that's
think
also
the
gonna
30th.
be needing to
Huh?
be the
Yeah, we have a lot
amended
of stuff
budget
going
for
on.
Christmas. The
Yeah.
amended budget
Say-
will have to get
You
done
guys
that
pick.
time, so she may want maybe the 30th, so I'm just
You guys,
letting
you
you
guys pick,
guys
it
know.
doesn't, don't matter.
We
I
would
agree
want the
with the
30th.
Possibly Chrissy.
I would
30th?
want the 30th.
Good with the
I mean,
30th.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do the same thing. If we see that, there's an issue, we can.
So my wife takes care of most of ours.
So
We wanna do
before you
Monday the
turn
30th?
in the
Good with me.
information,
That's all I
so
got.
for me to have it ready.
Right?
I wouldn't even have.
I was just giving them their due.
She said based on payroll, when it goes out
Monday,
30th would be better,
cancel that.
because she won't even
And
have.
just
it.
the
It's good with
Information
us.
to finish the budget with the last payroll.
Hey.
Cause I think it's the 27th, it's the last Friday, it's the last pay.
So we're canceling it.
So the 30th would be okay, better, okay.
I think you guys should move to take the whole month off.
Or we can always, if we look at that, I'm sure there's one, in November this year, we
That
had
sounds
5
good.
meetings
Yeah, that
Yeah, I
gets
was
me,
just
that
checking.
gets
So
me out
we
of,
could always
that gets
just
me out of
move one.
bingo.
What?
around that.
Um,
About done with
I think
that.
we should just take the whole month off. Sounds
There's
good to me.
only 4 in November.
Huh?
Monday meeting?
What about
We'll have to
October?
think about
Because
that.
then we could,
October there's 5,
we could actually do that, Bob, if we had to, if that became something.
if we're
There's-
required to have a meeting.
there's a
we have
5th.
one in October.
There would be 5 in October, Mike, the coming up this year.
Oh, okay.
There's 5 Wednesdays, so if something happens where we have to have that meeting, I'm sure we could use the 5th Wednesday of October to offset
Okay.
the
We'll
day
see
we
how
would lose in
We'll see how the
November.
year goes.
Yeah,
If there's a lot going on, we may have to do something.
sure, we have time to kind of gauge
Gotcha.
that.
That's all I have.
Okay, finance and legislation, who else got something good? Something
You
good.
have in front of you the amended budget for 2023, and then I think Megan provided the amended
She did.
budget from 2022.
Chrissy, I'm assuming our plan is to bring this out in caucus next week,
Right.
pass it in the meeting?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I asked Megan if we could go over it tonight. I don't foresee any changes before next week, but I wanted the grace just in case there was something.
Okay.
And I could just, quickly explain the one thing and then you can bring it up.
Do you have Reader's Digest part of this that you
Yep.
know of that, let's run down that.
So I would say that you are all used to seeing the hospitalization posted per category, right?
Yes.
Halfway through the year, when we switched from 100%, we were with Anthem, then we went to this, self-insured. What happens with the self-insured is we are now paying claims out, okay? So I felt like, say something happened to me and I had a $50,000 claim. I would post it in this hospitalization line and then you would all know my business. So I kind of felt like for HIPAA and all that, it would have been better if we took the general fund claims and posted it in one generic category. So if you look in your 109,000, which should be page 3. Let's see, where did page 4. You're gonna see a new old category, because we actually used to do it this way many years ago. So there's gonna be a 109,000, I'm sorry, I'm looking at the wrong one. 51103, you're gonna see that right here. Okay.
Yep.
So that's going to be in every category, council, auditor, mayor, police, everybody has a hospitalization. For 6 months of the year, their hospitalization was posted in those categories. In the last 6 months of the year, when we switched over, it's posted here because for purposes of not kind of knowing everyone's health information lumped together. Which is how we do it, we're already doing it in autogas and STO, so you're not gonna see anything different there. But, so if you're looking at this and you're like, wow, why is that hospitalization so much lower than last time? It's not, it's just posted in
It's just in a
another
different
area.
spot, okay.
So that's one thing. Another thing I would say is we had some additional expenses associated with the new fire station. We had, I would say, we gave the 5% raises, that's reflected in the difference in the salary categories for police. And it's, in the fire department, I'm not sure how many months of that.
1 month.
So you're not gonna see much of that, but the police, you will see a difference. And also, last year, we were running short on the policemen. So you will see that the overtime is down, but the salary is up. So that's twofold. It's because we have a full staff, we're not running as much overtime, one, and with the full staff, it makes the salary category more than last year. I will also say that you might see a little difference in, so normally what I do when I come through here is, say council spent $890 on their materials and supplies, and I would just round up to 900. That's what you're looking at in this 22 budget. What you're seeing in this 23 budget are exact figures.
Exact figures of what based off what we spent last year.
Based on
This year.
this year.
So literally, this is, you see like this one category, $435.52. I didn't round, I normally would have said $4,500. This year, this is exact. So what you're seeing is exactly what was expended from these line items. Because I had enough time to, the way this year fell was, it was easier for me to do that. We literally were like, nobody's buying anything, we're done, and I was able to plug in the real numbers, where sometimes when it's earlier in the month, I have to like guess, and then after we're passing this, we're still posting bills. So you'll see like, last year everything was a nice round number, and this year there's sense to everything, that's why.
Okay.
I can't really think of anything glaring that, it's actually like our general fund is actually less. As you know, we had a lot less money to work with, so we tried to keep it tight.
And that was kind of my other question, Chrissy, as far as where we stand, like moving forward, when you said a lot of these things aren't reflected, like the 5% raise and things like that, they'll be reflected in next. If
I know what you mean, because it is reflected, it's not,
Not full year reflection.
oh, okay, I think.
yeah,
Because the
correct.
raise didn't take effect until
Correct.
when it took effect.
Right, that's what I'm saying,
Police
so,
did,
but I,
wastewater and thing have not.
correct,
Yeah.
so we didn't.
Partial,
We didn't see a lot of that yet. So we should be pretty solvent as far as what we have, as far as a rollover or anything like
I
that.
would say that we are still not, and Bob and I were talking about running the first 3 months of the year in so we did necessary spending last year, we wanna do emergency spending, and basically, anybody wanna buy something over a certain amount of money, you gotta come ask. Because
Who they asking, you or me?
Bob's the purchasing agent, Bob's the one that decides, based on
It's necessary.
Because honestly, so last year, I don't have it in front of me, I wanna say we ticked over with about 500 and some $1,000. I bet this year it'll be closer to 400,000, so we have even less than last year. But if you think about it in terms of normally when we were having almost $1 million, the shortfall from last year, you see, even though we stayed under the parameter, we're still catching up from last year's shortfall. Because we would have budgeted all of that $1 million in with what was coming in. So it's kind of exactly what last year's shortfall was, you're seeing again this year. So we're hoping taxes were more than we had anticipated. Projects that were ongoing or have been completed or will be completed. We're hoping that the emergency spending measures will help. That's kind of where we're at. I mean, you all see it at home, the inflation of what everything is, and the city seeing it too. And having to give raises and then to keep, staff, and then we're gonna see more like OPERS is gonna become raising, PFDP will be raising their percentage, 5% on liability insurance. The healthcare was 12%, and Who knows what it'll be, because we are renewing in July, so it's not like we could predict January to December, you know, so that one's a little tricky too, but it's all up. It's going this way, and our revenue is too, but not at the same pace. So we just have to be extremely prudent,
So
and
we have
that's
to
what
cut
we're trying to do.
Yeah, to cut spending as much as we can, because
That's my recommendation for sure.
absolutely, because there is no.
You have no choice.
We can't bank on coming up with more revenue.
No.
We can't just say, well, we're gonna spend this, and in a few months, we're anticipating there's gonna be more revenue.
I'm not anticipating.
But we don't wanna, even if you
You're
were
gonna have more.
anticipating that, we don't wanna put the cart before the horse, I guess is what I'm saying.
Right.
Yeah, and there's a few things, like I don't think we'll have a demo budget, because we're getting that money through the county, so that, I mean, little things like that will come into play. Facade grant this year, I think we take a break this year, maybe look at it again next year. Things like that, we gotta just,
With the facade grant money is given to us through a grant,
Not this
correct?
last one.
no,
It was not.
no,
Okay.
that's the
General fund.
25,000, but we didn't even spend the 25,000,
That's,
because some of the projects came in under.
I mean, as far as you would hate to do it, but if
can't.
we're on emergency spending, you gotta scrap that.
Right,
Yeah.
I
right,
mean, that
that's,
is-
that's what we're
It
saying.
was different when, years ago, we got a grant for that.
Yeah. So we've already started preliminary conversations amongst the three of us and with some of the department heads, and basically what will have to happen is, there's not gonna be one large item that we're gonna be able to scrap, or at least we don't wanna start there. It'll be a lot of literally nickel and diming, and then, you know, looking at managed services, what do we absolutely need, what could we do without, what is smart to keep because you're actually gonna cost yourself more money. I mean, there's gonna be a lot of auditing of services that we are receiving to see where we can save some money. So that's kind of the plan.
Not that it's my business or anything, but
Sure it is.
I just don't understand, why are you giving yourself a pay cut on from 22 to 23?
So you all,
Coming from somewhere else.
Yeah.
21,000.
I don't know,
That's
some
actually
people at the
opposite.
table might remember that for probably about the last 15 years,
Yeah, that
the
was-
auditor, the deputy auditor, and the mayor, part of their salary was allocated through the sewage plant.
Yeah.
But when that sewage plant started to become insolvent, we took it all out of general fund, and now that they are becoming more solvent, this year I began to cover some of those
Oh, no.
salary, and then me and the deputy I did, next year will be the deputy, me and the mayor.
Because I was looking like, she's waiting.
I like you guys so much.
I'm like, wait, well, what's happening here?
Way to take
And I
one
looked
for the
over
team.
here, and I saw Bobby, and like, oh, I'm over there.
Yep.
All right, thank you.
So, I mean, between now and next week, if you guys wanna look it over, if you have any more
Yeah, I'm
questions,
gonna go through
reach
this. I'll
out to me,
call
or,
you if I got anything.
and there might, if anything changes, and this document changes, obviously we will talk about the specific change right before you bring it out in the next
Sure.
meeting.
Okay. Anybody got anything?
One more thing.
Well, I don't know if it's all over the planet. So the Ohio Revised Code that allowed us to sell that truck is 9.44, is also allows us to go online auction. All right, and it's something I want to enter into a contract with. There's a company out there that is through state purchasing that offers online auction. It's Gov Deals. And I would like to enter a contract with them, so this is something that has to be done after the first year, because then it'll be good for the whole year. I just wanted to let you know that I'm gonna be entering it. It should be no cost to the city. They make their money off of the bidder, okay? But then all items would have to go through that bidding process, and we don't have to worry about disposing of our excess equipment.
I'm always for auction.
But I do have to have a resolution in order to do online auction according to our Ohio Revised Code. You have to approve.
You guys are geared towards an online auction just because it's a broader spectrum of people that it's
And it's
being
easier.
sold to? Okay.
And it's easier, it's just, I can take any item at any time, instead of waiting for several items to put an auction
Sure.
together.
So
I
we can
throw
do
it
that
up
in
on-
January then? We can
Yes.
pass that.
And you don't have, yeah, you could be doing, all right, we got this car in, it's out of commission now, get rid of
Get
it.
rid of it. And it's everything. I mean,
Well, yeah, much more.
I went to their website and they offer literally everything. You wanna buy one chair, they'll sell you one chair.
So does that mean you have to post it in the paper then?
It will be posted, we have to post on the paper, in the paper, and on our website, the
That it's gonna be
the
on that
company
site.
we're going to.
Okay.
And then when we put something on that site, we will also put it on our website that, you know, you can bid on this by going to govdeals.com. And like I said, that company was chosen because I went through the state purchasing program. That was the company that bid on the state purchasing program, so I'm going with them. Because there's several out there.
Yeah, I mean, today's day and age, it's a lot easier to do that than to try to round up people to come together and actually come down here and bid on it, so.
Right. Okay, just a little heads up.
Thanks, Bob. Mr. Patrick, you got anything further?
Yep.
Call for adjournment.
Motion.
Second? Second. Meeting adjourned.
Reason I wanted to ask that ahead of time,